design.
Do
you have that?
that's where I purchased the carpet from, is through Nurse.
Okay, because that didn't make sense to when I was looking at
Mike, you
this.
gotta come up to the mic,
Oh,
otherwise people on TV can't hear you. Thank you.
I'm sorry, yes, it was purchased through Nurse.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, Mike. Number 8, new business. 8.1, adopt resolution to apply for and accept funds for the children's Halloween party in Keewatin.
Counselor Morris?
Any further discussion? That's up.
One second.
oh,
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. 8.2, adopt resolution to apply for and accept funds for the implementation grant for wastewater resilience from NPCA. We met with SEH and Mike Larson last week, and there's a grant available, so we applied. We thought of something that we could use it for, and one of the things was if we could put a emergency pond in for these big storms. So we applied for it. It's kind of a shot in the dark, but you never know. Might get something if you don't want us bypassing. That's what we have to do.
I'll make a motion to support. Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. 8.3, approve purchase of used tool cabinet for street department. Eric?
Okay, you guys have pictures of the boxes that I've, I think we settled in it. But I talked to the guys, I think we decided on 2,500, find a quick use box, similar to what I had up there when I removed mine. So there you have two. The red one did end up selling today, but it's basically like I said, it's just information that you can find a good use box like this. Similar to what I, mine was a snap-on mat, they're all good boxes. Lasts for years and years. So, any questions?
Do you have to go to Duluth to get it, or how are we gonna get it?
Well, that would be, depending on, these, again, one was in Monville, one was in Duluth, yeah. We would have to put on the pickup and load it up, or whatever, if that one were purchased.
Is there anything, did you check locally, anything?
They come and go fast. Like I said, this red one was on there this morning. It had just been listed and it sold around noon today. But they come on there all the time. So this is basically to give you an idea, settle limit, whatever.
What is a new one cost?
Pardon?
How much is a new one?
A new one like that red box, this year probably up in the 5,000-6,000 range. Not cheap, maybe more, no. But, good boxes cost money.
And that's big enough for what you need?
Well, it's basically what I had.
Okay.
If you want a little bigger, you got room.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're on wheels, you can,
Yeah.
we can move things around.
So I guess we gotta set up. Anybody got any ideas? What you wanna spend?
Jeff said it's a good deal. I don't know much
Yeah,
about it.
I think that's-
So I'll rely
I
on
paid
you.
2,000 for that one of mine about, probably about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was shortly after I went to work for the city, and I brought some of my own tools, and then we bought some tools.
Do you see them typically just for, I think where you're going with, like a price
That's
point?
what
Is
the
you,
shop.
say if this one's gone tomorrow, you typically see another one come up for under 3,000? That's in these same conditions? Just so we could, I'm thinking, just so we could approve it contingent on you finding one, in case you go look and this one's gone too.
You'll be able to find one for $2,500.
Is that what you want us to send it at?
You know, if you want to set it at that, like I said, I know we could find one for that. There were these two that were there today.
Okay.
One of them sold right away. Well, you know, I mean, that's just the way it is. You gotta kind of jump on it. If you are ready, now,
Well, let's say we set it at 2,500. If something comes up that's really good for 27 or 28, let us know.
Yeah.
After whatever, we'll just
you can do that.
move ahead.
Yeah. All right, and I'm on the next one too.
Well,
Excuse me, just wait. We need a motion to
Yeah.
approve.
I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of our used tool cabinet for up to $2,500. Unless something else.
I'll second. Any further discussion?
I do. I think we need to be a little more specific. We can't say, oh, well, if it's $3,000, then you're gonna be okay, or is it 2,700, or is it 2,500?
Let's just do up to 2,500.
Okay.
And then we'll revisit it back.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. 8.4, approve purchase of 150 cubic yard of class 5 from Schwartz Excavating. Cost $2,700 for a wastewater treatment plant.
So, and as you stated, check with the mine, so I did. And that Steve Andre said that he would allow us, you know, 100,000 loads, whatever, 100 ton loads, with their big trucks up to that pile, so we can load out and have plenty to do what we need there.
Take what you need and maybe a little bit more for our other pile too.
I plan on running, as long as they're doing this for nothing, we'll run it back further to where that, because we have to next get that big pile out of there,
Right.
where we will be, so.
Yeah.
So we have to also address that issue. Whatever we gotta do to find that pile out wherever. OB, I think someone said.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyhow, yes, they said we could use our loader and our dump trucks and all that.
All right, good job.
Okay, so we don't need to take any
So we
action,
don't need a motion.
not to purchase.
That was no exchange of money.
Okay, thank you, Eric. 8.5, approve fire department volunteer ride-along, Fire Chief Marsh.
So we concluded interviews, we came up with 3 that we'd like to allow to ride along for a month, maybe 2. See how they do, if they like it, if it's a fit for them, if it's a fit for us. So,
Okay, I'll make a motion to hire, or to approve the ride-alongs for Jordan Pierce, Holly Foster, and Thaddeus Ropke For the-
upon the completion of background checks.
upon proper background checks.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. 8.6, adopt resolution to apply for and accept funds. Compeer Financial for rope.
So Comcare Financial puts out, an application for funds, it's up to 4,000. We've received funding for them before, we had our ventilation, one of our ventilation grants, was a $3,000 grant from them. And, it's basically for rural fire departments. And, we had a rope expert come in, and our ropes are 30 years old, which is bad. So Well, if we go through a distributor, it's gonna be double the amount that's on here, so he suggested going directly through the company, which is why it's, in the cart and presented how it is, but that's what he told us when we came, so.
I have a question. Is this a matching grant or?
No.
Okay.
No match, no responsibility on our part, they just, come and present it, and we, if we get it, then we're able to purchase whatever we want, and it has to be expended by the end of the year, so.
And that includes all this stuff?
Correct. And so, this would be, the ropes are for, rapid intervention, so if we have to go into a building to, rescue someone or a firefighter, and then, water rescue rope as well, just in case.
I'll make a motion that you move forward with your grant.
Well, support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. 8.7, adopt resolution to apply for and accept funds for a handicap door. Is that
Nashwauk Area Community Fund.
From the Nashwauk Area Community Fund.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. 8.8, discuss a city parks improvement committee. We've been trying to organize a little bit to fix up some of our parks. Dinosaur Park. The basketball court down here, and a few other parks around town, so we're gonna try to get some people on the committees and, see if we can figure out what kind of money we need and so we can apply for some grants and look for some money. So if anybody's interested in signing up, we're looking for help.
I do have a couple of residents that are interested. Do I need a liaison from the council for this committee?
I would say so. A couple of us could be on it.
Okay.
I guess I'm kind of interested in the parks and stuff, and
I'm gonna be part of it too.
unless someone else.
I'll get part of
Yeah.
Can I have three? I can't have three. I can't have three.
We're waiting for some information for, on what the school is gonna do with all the equipment that they have up there when it comes time for demolition. What I've been told is it's in limbo yet, they don't know if they have enough money to buy all new, if they do, they're going to. But if they come up short on the big project that they're running, then they might have to use it. So that's one option.
They might sell it too. And, it's hard to say what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
Because they could sell it for a decent, it's not that old, where a community would probably jump on it for $10,000. I mean, that was $100,000
There you go.
playground.
Yeah.
There's lots of different things that they have to work through, I get it.
So I'll do it as well unless, and then anyone have an interest over here?
She
Are
is-
you gonna do it?
she would.
You're gonna do it? Okay. I'll stick to my homework.
Yeah.
And stick to the community.
So
You can join us after January.
I will.
I'll email you the interested parties and then we'll set up a meeting.
Okay. Okay, 8.9, approve special budget meeting date. When is the deadline?
The end of
September 30th.
September 30th. But I'd like to have a budget meeting if possible, maybe before our next council meeting. So that you approve the budget at your first council meeting in September, because it's due by the end of September. but it's your board's choice.
Before the 11th.
I think that's gonna be kind of tight.
Mhm.
I'd say we need to have a preliminary possibly on the 11th
Okay.
before the council meeting and to
Okay.
review.
And
And then if we need a special meeting after that, or
So
See how it
preliminary council at 4 o'clock, would that work?
whatever
Which
works.
one?
4 o'clock on the 11th of September.
Works for me.
And if we don't finish, we can do it after.
Okay.
Recess and then maybe finish up after or something. The regular meeting.
There's some-
Yeah, that works fine.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to set the preliminary budget meeting for September 11th at 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. All right, committee reports, set economic development authority meeting date. I guess that might be me and you, Tanya. Who else is on?
That is the question. We have some outdated data in there. I need to start with the 2 people on the council that I know. And then we need to go out for people.
I was gonna say, I don't know that anybody is on there anymore, like,
Was Wayne on there?
no, I
Long
think it
time
was
ago?
Mr. Kelly.
Oh,
I think there was Charlotte Lind at one point, and. No. Mm-mm. Not as a resident, as a mayor.
Yeah, was from the council.
I can't remember who the third one was, or if we had one, because Bertie Krivic was on there at one point too,
Oh, that's,
as well.
then she went to zoning.
Then she went to zoning, so. But I guess I would probably just start over and start taking
Well, that's what I'm
applications.
thinking. It's been
Yeah.
so long since anything's happened.
Yeah, they would have run with their term anyhow.
mhm.
I did talk to, Jamie Majolson's the executive director from Habitat this morning. And, the commissioners have already approached Fernando and Keewatin and possibly, Habitat and the HRA and or Kutaska to start thinking about housing developments in these towns if, depending on what they're gonna do with the schools. But there's already chatter about a housing development somewhere, so. I think we need to move sooner rather than later
Mhm.
on that and start planning. I know they're doing a housing study in Itasca County, so that we'll be able to use that. But
How many people are we looking for on
you'll
this?
need 3.
3 plus me?
3 or 5.
So
5 total.
I'll have to, before we can set a date, I'll have to see if I can recruit anybody else, know anybody they'd like to, you know.
So I just have a
Recruit.
question for the attorney. Are we gonna have to do some bylaws on this
For
for the VEDA authority?
We should, yes.
Yeah.
No. I'll work with Clerk Mackey to see what may be in place or what the structure may have been in the past to see if it's something we could just update.
Okay.
I do have
Do you
those.
recall? Oh, there was,
Okay,
I was,
Ordinances.
okay.
those. And then Barb Conley expressed an interest yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
Be good.
So do we need to make a motion to run an ad in the newspaper, or are we getting this going before the first of the year?
I don't know. I think you can just advertise on our webpage and
Mhm.
try and get
Facebook.
people to.
And if
yeah,
you think of
Facebook.
somebody, you know,
Yeah.
any of us,
Mhm.
we'll talk to people and say, would you be interested in getting on there?
I'd say we'd probably want to start at the first of the year, so kind of like the other commission, so you're still.
Okay. Okay,
Mhm.
I'll get to those bylaws, right?
All right, we have any commission reports? Department head reports?
For the fire department, we have been awarded the DNR grant that we had applied for, that's a 50/50. So we got 5,000, so we'll match 5,000, and that'll get us 3 sets of turnout gear, so that'll be good.
Okay, we have something that came up here on the, from the sewer plant. We got 2 bids, one from Aqua Power and one from Rapid Rooter to start pumping out that digester. Eric, you have anything on to add to this?
As you can see, the Rapid Rooter was quite a bit less. He says he can do it. I asked him again today, are you sure? He says absolutely.
Did these guys bid on the same things? You gave the same information, right?
Both of them went up on the roof with me, and
So,
empty the tank. There's about 108,000 gallons in the tank, based on the size and depth of what's in there. And that's where Damien estimated 31 loads, and 650 a load.
okay.
So
I have a couple of questions on that. So are they bringing it to Nashwauk then?
I talked to Jason Martier, and he said the #1 pond out there has not been used. It's just like a drying bed, it sounds like.
But that's included in their bid to bring it there for
That's what this is.
Rapid Rooter.
Yes.
They're gonna deliver it, because I know the talk was to put it in the beds, which we don't wanna do. So it's going straight. Okay, well, just double checking. Okay,
Run it to Nashwauk Ponds, dump it in Pond River.
okay.
Yeah, it's an excellent place for it.
Okay,
I guess we-
I'll make a motion then to accept the quote from Rapid Rooter to start pumping the digester.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
When are they gonna start, do you think? Yeah, after the road's done and everything's,
So I did the call ticket, the gas company's the only one that had anything in there, and it's off to the side, so, Friday we could start, but I don't know if we'll get to it or not. The agreement I made with Steve is that we'll start hauling the week of the 9th of September. So,
okay.
we'll key up the muck that's in there, and, we want to put a couple pipes so we can do that thing. So, we're basically ready to go.
Sounds good.
Do we need, because we're dropping that off at Nashwauk, does that have to go through the East Joint Sewer Board?
We should
Probably.
make sure that we clear it with we probably need to clear it with Nashwauk, since Nashwauk is the owner of the plant.
Okay.
But we should notify the Joint Sewer Authority, just let them know that this is happening.
Okay, I got one other thing, have an estimate to, hook up the lights for the the new sign over the highway, 169 their entrance. Yeah, they gotta put a load center box on it and install some lights and labor and everything. It's $1,250 from Howard Electric. That's the only estimate you got, Eric?
Yeah, that's what I've been dealing with on the whole project, and, we buried all the conduit. And
Yep.
poured the sun to the conduit coming out to mount the light, and, Jeff came over and said, I just figured we could do this, we've been having them come and do work at the sewer plant, I didn't know.
Right.
that-
I'm fine with it.
Okay, he's always been very fair. He said that price is not to exceed $1,250. Is that what we wrote it?
Yep.
So it might come in less.
Just a question, is there money left in the grant, the funds?
Should I apply to the National Community Fund?
There's nothing left, or is it?
There is not anything left.
Okay.
It had already gone over, and
It's
I
over.
had talked to Beth and talked to Whitney at IRRB, and the 8,000 was never matched. And then I had asked Beth to get in touch with her, and everyone's just so busy. The final papers got sent into IRRB, the 8,000 never got questioned to match, and that's why we're at where we're at. Because when I originally did the grant, we did not know that we were gonna have to do the bore samplings. We did not know any of that stuff. We were told no by the engineers. Well, then they said, the people that were putting the sign in said, no, we have to know what it is. So that opened up a can of worms. Can't help, I mean, it's what happened with it. It was not, I'm not happy with it, but it's what happened in order for us to keep moving forward, so.
Well, it has to be finished.
Right.
That sign needs to be
Well, yeah.
finished. No, it's way over
So,
timeline.
And
I
I'm
guess-
sorry about it, but that's.
Well, that's not your
you know,
fault though, Susan, like, that's not you, but it's just, it's such a it just needs to be as nice as
Yeah.
it is. And they were up there fixing the Bendy's thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't get any email.
So we can
Oh.
apply to the community foundation, you
We
think?
could.
or-
That opens September 1st if the council would.
But we're already doing the other one for the
Well, we could put out
handicap,
to
just,
AMVets or any of them too.
yeah, that's true.
Okay, that's a good idea.
You know, I don't have a problem. They've always been very generous.
Mhm.
I feel they have been.
Okay.
And if we get it, then it would pay for it, and if it doesn't,
Yeah. Well, I'll make a motion to approve the quote for hooking up the electrical for the lighting at the entrance, and to also send out a request for a donation from the gambling warrants.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
I'll make a motion.
I have a question I would like to talk about on the council report. I had talked to Brian, after our meeting, and I thought about Wayne's schooling, and he's a contractor, and I understand the whole situation that, we need to have this done, but I'm not in favor of, and I want it in the minutes, that I'm not in favor of paying for schooling for a contractor that we had hired with a license. It's just like, it just doesn't sit right with me. You two voted on it, it doesn't change anything, I understand that, but I'm nervous that that opens up other cans of worm for other contractors, and that's where I'm sitting on it. So if that could just be put in, I'd appreciate it. And I know we still have to move forward, and we didn't get a final, we have a final for Mike Playstead to go, but we don't have a final amount in the minutes for Wayne, which I thought was kind of odd, but it is what it is. That's something that you can do at the next meeting if we even choose to, because it's already been approved in the minutes, it's done with.
Yeah, I thought it was the same, because
Same
minus
minus
the
the hotel.
hotel, because they were
sharing
share.
a room, so whatever that added up to.
I don't think they are sharing.
Mr. Plaisted would not like to share.
Thanks.
All right.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I say,
I'll second.
I ask a couple questions on item 8.8. First, before you adjourn,
On what?
the parks improvement.
Parks and
Item.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
What
go-
the appointment is-
Yes, go up there, please.
Okay, thank you. Is this a committee which is not then run by the Robert's Rules of Order?
No, I'm not sure. Lawyer, would you like to?
Sure, and are you referencing the,
Item 8.8.
the city park improvement committee?
Right.
I imagine that it would be sort of similar to the city. So cities generally follow Robert's Rules of Order, but cities don't necessarily adhere strictly to the hard and fast rules of Robert's Rules of Order. That makes sense.
Yes, it does. Thank you. So the committee forums, are they then going to be just make a general inspection of everything that needs to be done?
And coming up with the idea of how to raise money and, fix them up.
Okay, that's part B, because I thought I heard somebody mention something about possibility of grants.
Yes.
So in my mind, I'm thinking that nothing's really gonna happen until spring, if you're going after grant money.
No, we need to get set up and have everything we need.
Right.
I just met with the grant person last week, and what it was explained to me was you need to get this all set up beforehand, then you go for your grant. Not in the middle of it, you know what I mean?
In advance, so you know what you can spend.
So is somebody gonna be fishing around looking for grant money right now, soon?
No, not until we get organized,
We made a plan first.
figure out what we need, then we'll be happy for that.
So we work with, Sarah Carly through CETA, Itasca County, and she meets with us to talk about grants, options, and the plan is always, Bruce, that you go back and you come up with a plan of action before you start applying. So we haven't even been able to assess needs at this point in time of what they wanna do at the parks. And in order for her to direct us accordingly, we have to have more than just, we want money. We wanna put a,
Right,
yeah,
yes.
so it's bigger than that.
Yeah, it's identifying projects, putting together what equipment or, bids that, or quotes that you want. Like, say we're gonna redo the dinosaur park, okay? So we've identified the project, you get the quotes for the equipment, and then you go to Sarah, and Sarah will say, well, Marvel and Bovee are applying for this grant, which means we're not going to, so that there's not so many people in the cookie jar. This grant is available, you would fall under this. We need to apply for this funding, so.
Okay. I might be interested in that.
Good. Hope to have you on there.
So thank you.
Thank you. All in favor?
I,
Meeting adjourned.
I guess, like,
Who seconded that?
Who seconded that? And then can you get me those extra contracts? If you find some.
What did you say?
It's the contracts.
So, every year.
And that was in 20.
Get one.
20.
Oh, I never